guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this week I am shooting a little bit of a different video. So I'm back with my baritone ukulele today to talk about a couple things. I don't know if I can attach a number to it, 5 or 10 things that I wish I knew before I bought my baritone ukulele. So I will have my baritone ukulele linked in the description. It's really cheap. I think they actually discontinued it because it looks really bad after you pay it for a pretty long time. And I'm planning on getting a new baritone maybe early next year, late this year. Let's get started. The first thing, these are some things I kind of talked about in my video. I'll link all my baritone videos probably in the eye somewhere in my music section. You can just fiddle through them, but there are not many resources for baritone ukulele specifically. I linked the video or the place where I find all of my links, and I'll link it down below. It's called ukulele-tabs, and it actually converts soprano songs into baritone, and it's really fantastic. Thank you for remembering us out here. Number 2 is something I know I talked about in most of my baritone versus ukulele videos or baritone versus guitar videos, is the F chord on baritone ukulele. F chord on a regular tenor is, or just like a regular ukulele, is a C chord on this one. So that's what it looks like. But the baritone ukulele F is that, or it's like you can bar it, but I hate bar chords. That. So the issue with that chord is that F is in everything. Like, the chords you're gonna hear the most is F, G, C, E minor, D. Hello. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are so many songs that use that chord, well, that chord progression, and there's so many songs that use F all the time, so it's really hard for beginners to be able to put an F like this. The third thing is that baritones are more expensive. So basically, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. This thing's 30 inches big, so obviously it's more expensive than like a 17-inch soprano or concert. I forgot the sizes. I just know my tenor is 24, but like, yeah, so obviously it's bigger, more wood. I think entry baritones, like the Kala brand and the Luna brand, they start around 70 and kind of go up from there. This one was 40, and you know, she's solid. She's definitely like not the prettiest because, like, as you can see, you can probably see the wood on my fingerboard. Well, that's why I don't really recommend this brand, but most start at 70. So if you're like a teenager who doesn't have a job, you know, it can be a little bit to pay. I know on instrument, like in the musician world, 70 bucks is not bad. In guitars, you can barely get a good guitar for 70 bucks. But, you know, if you don't have a job and no way of income, 70 bucks is not exactly a little shell out compared to how much you can shell out for a soprano. Maybe it would be like 25. It wouldn't be amazing, but it would be something to dip your feet in. So this is definitely a bigger investment than a soprano ukulele or a typical ukulele. Probably the 5th thing is probably one of the biggest cons of this ukulele, especially for people who are real like music buffs and really like, you know, good quality instruments and a lot of selection, is that since baritone is not very heavily played, there's really not that much variation. Like, I've been looking at baritones on and off for the past 1.5 years, and if you go on Amazon, and I know everyone's like, why do you order your instruments, but where else would you buy a baritone? But I've been looking online, and on Amazon there's only 130 baritones to choose from. I'm being dead serious. There's only 130 baritones on Amazon, which is the biggest shipping company, selling company in the world, only has 130. So there's really not that much variation or choice when it comes to buying a baritone ukulele. Also, not a lot of them have pickups. A lot of them are just acoustic. They're not really electric or electric acoustic. That's not really a popular style either. There really isn't any popular style with 130 choices, but that's not that many compared to guitars, soprano ukuleles, concert ukuleles. Tenors are probably a little bit in the same boat, but there's just not that much out there. Also, there aren't that many like string options. There's only a few companies that make strings. I know I use Didarios, but there's not that many options with strings. There aren't that many options with replacements, like straps. I think this is a ukulele strap. There aren't that many options. Not a lot have end pegs. I had to put mine in. I don't recommend installing your own end peg. But like, yeah, there just aren't that many options. So make sure, like, if you do start playing baritone, you're not really picky, because there really isn't any room to be picky, because there just isn't that many baritone variety. There isn't that much baritone variety, basically. So my sixth thing is, on this platform, there are not that many baritone ukulele options or lessons or kind of tutorials or anything. Which was quite hard when I was starting, because I was like, I didn't even know a baritone ukulele existed until like maybe 2 months into my search of, do I really want to play a ukulele? And then I found baritone and I absolutely fell in love with it. But there aren't that many lessons or in real life or on YouTube. So if you're a person who needs to learn from a teacher and doesn't really learn the best self-taught, this may not be the instrument for you, because there just are not that many resources to walk you through how to play it. It is an easy instrument to pick up. It's really not too bad, but it definitely does not have that many resources compared to the soprano counterpart. There are so many soprano videos, there are so many soprano covers, so many finger picking styles, so on and so forth. Baritone is like the neglected sister of the group. So the ninth thing, so how do I say this? Baritone is trying to become popular, but she is not succeeding, okay? So Dodie Clark played a song called Human, I think, 2 or 3 years ago. Like, the past 4 years I've been playing baritone. It has tried to come into the scene of mainstream ukulele. And like, you know, all the cute little alternative girls playing baritone, but it has not succeeded, okay? Like, it has, like, when Dodie played it, a lot of people were like, ooh, let me play baritone, but they never stuck around to actually get good at it. So some of the baritone covers that there are not amazing, compared to soprano covers. I get two types of people. So if they play ukulele, I get the, oh, I always wanted to play baritone, and then I get the, there are different types. So there are some people who just play stuff, and then there are some people who are like, oh, I always wanted to try baritone. But again, people just don't, you know, take that extra step and move towards baritone all the time. So it's probably not going to become mainstream, which doesn't help any of the problems I listed before, such as lack of resources, kind of lack of variety, stuff like that. Like, that won't fix probably in the near future. Okay, my last thing with baritone ukulele. So I guess this probably goes for ukuleles in general. But especially, I guess, with baritone, I don't think it's especially, but just ukuleles in general, it's kind of hard to write songs with baritone ukulele and kind of ukulele in general, because ukuleles have their own kind of timbre. I feel like piano and guitar are more neutral. So you play a note, that's the note. It's almost like an unbiased opinion. So I don't know why I thought about opinions. But think about a guitar as like just an opinion. It's just a note. Like, it's, you know, and it's just dun dun dun. Like, it's just that. It's just a note. Like, that's all it is. It's not, it doesn't have any flavor, it doesn't have a timbre, it doesn't have a bright, it doesn't have a dark. They're basically, you as the artist are making the timbre, you're making the light, you're making the dark with your chord choices and your rhythm and your strumming. But with ukuleles, they already have kind of a set tone and a set timbre that piano and guitar don't have. So it has a ukulele sound, kind of like this I don't want to say this never-ending optimism, but it kind of has this optimistic tone. So if you're trying to write something kind of sad, you're not really going to get that out of a ukulele. So I think, like, if you're trying to get something for songwriting, probably ukulele or baritone, you'd probably want to give it a second thought, because it's just not really made for writing. So thank you guys for watching this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, do whatever you do, and I will see you guys on Sunday. Bye! And also leave a like if you like baritone videos. Thanks!